more complicated molecules that we're going to look at, and we're just going to see some points or some advice on how we would write correct names for them. We're going to use all of the 6 rules we've learned so far. Let's start with the first molecule here. Okay, so what we can see here is actually the longest chain of carbons is not the chain just horizontally along here with 5 in it, but it's with 6 in it. So this is going to have the prefix hex. We can see that there are 2 substituents coming off, a CH3 and an amine functional group. We can also see that the amine functional group will change the suffix on the parent name, and it's going to change it to hexanamine. But because we need to specify what number carbon it comes off, we have to number this chain. And remember, we have to number in such a way that the amine group will have the smallest possible number it can. And that means we have to number from the top and not from the right. We can't number from the left because the CH3 on the left is not in the longest chain. So we number from the right, 1, 2, 3. So the parent chain now has the name hexan-3-amine. Now we have to name the substituent, other substituent coming off the CH3, the methyl group, and it's coming off the 3rd carbon as well, so it's 3-methyl-hexan-3-amine. Let's look at the next molecule. So the next molecule is interesting. There are 2 functional groups, and both of these functional groups could possibly change the suffix on the parent name. But let's have a look at that. We have 5 carbons in a row, so it's pent, and we have this carboxylic acid functional group and this amine functional group. The carboxylic acid functional group has the suffix enoic acid, and the amine functional group has the suffix anamine. However, because the carboxylic acid functional group is a higher priority than the amine, then the amine functional group is actually, or the amine is going to be named using the prefix in front of the parent name. So we're going to name this pentanoic acid because remember, the carboxylic acid has the higher priority. And then we're going to number 1, 2, 3, and we're going to name the amine as this functional group using the prefix, right? So it's going to be 4-amino-pentanoic acid. The next thing that we're going to do here, the next molecule, is this one here. When we look at this molecule, we can see that there are 3 carbons in a row and there are 2 functional groups again. So there is a prop, an OH functional group, and an amine functional group. So we have a hydroxy and an amino. But the hydroxy or the alcohol is a higher priority, so the parent name will have the suffix -ol here. So we are going to number this 1, 2, and this is going to be called propan-2-ol, and then we are going to give the functional group of the amine, which is 2-amino, 2-amino-propan-2-ol. So I guess the important thing to note here is if you actually, and it's really going to be amines and alcohols that we look at, but if the suffix on the parent chain is already used, because let's say that it's an alkene or it's a carboxylic acid or something like that, then actually we're going to put them as a prefix. Now note, even though the alcohol has a higher priority than an alkene, because the alkene doesn't have a prefix, it's always going to be written on the end of the molecule. So if we find an alkene, we're going to have to give the alcohol writer as a prefix instead of a suffix. And that's kind of the end of what we need to know for level 2 naming. Have a look on the next part of this video and see if you can name the molecules. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully this has made you more confident with your chemistry. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment about anything that you want to with this video or any questions you have. I'll see you later.